Hi again, and we're back with another projector. This one I've picked up locally from Facebook Marketplace for about, for 10 bucks. And the lady who sold it said that it doesn't have a bulb, but the projector works fine and just missing bulb. So when I bought it, I opened up the bulb compartment just to have a look which bulb there is. And the bulb was in there. I've had a look at the bulb and it looked alright, looked like it still can ignite, it wasn't damaged or anything. But when I plugged it in, there was no power to project at all. So there was no lights, no standby mode, nothing. The funny thing, there's still something rattling inside. So I don't believe that she tried to rip me off or anything, you know, 10 bucks after all, and I think she genuinely thought maybe the bulb's gone. That happens, so I'm curious to see why there is no power at all. I'm not going to plug it in because you're not going to see anything at all. There is no lights, nothing happens when you plug it in. So we're going to open it up and have a look what happens what's happening inside and what's the rattling noise. I'm very curious about that. I've removed the bulb, which doesn't look in such a bad shape. It seems okay. It is disgustingly dirty inside. It needs to have a really good clean. Have a look at that. So I haven't opened the cover yet. We're going to do it together. I still can hear whatever it is rattling. So here comes the cover. It is coming out. A couple of cables. Alright, so that's the top of it off, just a control panel, nothing else. Now let's see if we can shake out what was rattling inside. No. Okay, we're gonna have to open it up further. The fan's AC is off. Let's see if we can find the problem. I've got a feeling I've got to really pull it apart. Let me just figure out how to get this apart, and I will be right back. I have removed the top board partially because this one is soldered on, and I can already see what's been clanking around inside and why it's not turning on. This is the power supply, and if you have a look in there, let me just zoom in. You can see that this regulator here is missing a chunk out of it. There we go, that's a better view. Unfortunately with the model number as well, so I will have to get a service manual and have a look what that piece is, but that's what's been clanking inside, that's why it's not turning on. So I'm gonna have to see if I have a replacement. I'll check the service manual for what it is. I'll see if I have replacement on site here. If I don't, I might have to order this and continue this video when it arrives, which for you will be just a second. So here's the little culprit that I found. I did find the top part of it. It's the top 247Y, which is the switch mode power supply driver, and it is in pieces. So we're gonna have to, I don't have a replacement, so I'm gonna order one. And once the replacement comes, we're gonna fix that power supply. Here's the main board from the projector. So besides the power supply, it also has a problem with the DLP chip, which is a DAD1000. As you can see here, it's blown. There's a hole blown through it. Just here you can see it. So I've gotten a new chip here. So I'll be replacing that, and hopefully that would be it for the projector. The power supply is all good to go, so we'll just replace that chip and reassemble the projector and see if it'll work. The new DLP chip is now installed. Here it is, nice and fresh on the board. Here's the old one. Here's a close-up of it. I'll show you the hole in it. Here it is next to this one, so you can clearly see that hole in there. So I'm just going to go over a couple of components and capacitors, make sure nothing is shorted, just to ensure that that chip doesn't blow, and then we'll put it in the enclosure and plug it in. I've got projector pre-assembled with the board installed, so I'm gonna turn the power on. We've got standby lights, and I've got my trusty pattern generator hooked up to the VGA input, so let's start it and see what happens. Alright, so far so good. We've got a BENQ logo. That's a very good sign. Again, it's not flickering. You may see a flickering on the screen, but it's not. It's just the shutter speed versus the color wheel. So that's loading. Okay, lamp warning, that's alright. So let me press. Okay, so that should be finding the signal now. Yep. Let's flick through the patterns. So probably the lamp needs to be replaced, but in general I can see that. Let's just check all the settings. There's no problems at all. As you can see, everything is clear. Let me click the menu again. Everything works just fine. So here it is. I hope you enjoyed this video and the repair of that BENQ projector that is still partially disassembled. Probably that needs to be cleaned as well. It works now, so one of the projectors I'll probably be using later of the DLP ones to experiment with PCB exposure for the photoresist, because I've got a couple of DLP ones now. So this is it. My name is Max. I hope you enjoyed it. Please don't forget to subscribe and like. I will see you next time. Bye.